Welcome to the Premier League Victoria, powered by Esports Live and FNR Football Nation Radio. We're broadcasting live from Victoria, where obviously everything going on in the world has brought about the cancellation of the NPL in Victoria in 2020. So tonight, we bring you the next best thing, an 8-team knockout tournament taking place on FIFA 20 across the remainder of September between 8 teams, 6 from Victoria, 1 from South Australia who are playing tonight, and 1 wildcard team still to be drawn. I'm Lockie Flanagan, and joining me tonight to take you through the opening game of the tournament is my co-host, Athos Sirianos. Athos, welcome to you. Athos appears to be muted there, so while we're waiting for him, he is with us now.
How are you, mate? We've got a bit of a state of origin here. South Australia versus Victoria. I can't wait to call the action.
Oh my God, already goal.
Yeah, and there is a rebound goal for Sermin Sadikovski, of all people, scoring with Real Madrid. Of course, the action has been happening at a breakneck pace so far. We haven't even got a chance to introduce the 2 teams that have been playing. Of course, we've got the Para Hills Knights, Paul Wilson, playing as Manchester United, taking on Sermin Sadikovski from Kingston City, who was playing with Real Madrid, and not only is he playing with Real Madrid, but he has opened the scoring in this contest. So this is the beauty of the Premier League that we're bringing to you. There is all action. It's a complete knockout fixture. We've got 8 games. They're all knockout ties. We will explain the rules when we get the chance. But at the moment, we've got some action to call here, Apple.
We sure do. And Benzema gets played through by Bale. He's no longer there, but we don't matter. It doesn't matter. Benzema, great save from De Gea. And United now back on the rebound. A very quick start from both sides. A 1-2 from Fernandes and McTominay to Pogba. We know what he can do. He's very dangerous. No one's giving him any movement, so he's had to go out wide. He's still got nothing. Greenwood now offers something to Igalo. Back to Greenwood. He wants to get on his left foot, shoots on his right. Great save. And United, their first bit of attack, like 12 minutes into this game.
Very strong save there from Thibaut Courtois. Very questionable decision from Paul Wilson to play Odion Igalo to start him for Manchester United, but I know he can hear me, so it's your choice.
There was purely one reason why. He's got more pace on the 85 rating setting.
Oh, fair enough. Look,
and we know what that means on FIFA. It means he's automatically selected.
That's true, and that's the beauty of this tournament, is that the commentators and the players can interact during the game. Not something I'm used to calling live sport, but that's a little bit of a point of difference that we've got here as Paul Wilson comes down the left-hand side with Anthony Martial, a player I did expect to start in this game. McTominay at the top of the box, playing it with Igalo, but he's turned it over. It's with Eden Hazard now. He launches a ball forward to Karim Benzema. A patient play from Sermin Sadikovski, who has a lot to prove here. He played in the exhibition match for this tournament and lost 4-1 to Rory Bryan, but he's in the box now here with Bale. Shoot blocked from a United defender, and now United will take it the other way.
So Paul Wilson going to the left of screen this opening half with Manchester United. He wasn't pleased to be drawn with the Red Devils. Apparently, he had a bit of a rage quit on the exhibition stream that we had a few days earlier.
We did draw a few days ago, and Paul Wilson apparently, rage quit the stream when he saw that he got Manchester United. And given the scoreline at the moment, you can understand why, but there's still plenty of football left to be played, Athos. There's plenty of time for Paul Wilson to pull himself back into this contest as he comes down the right-hand side. Igalo tries to put a ball into the box, but it's turned over there, and now Real Madrid have the chance to go the other way, Athos.
So Sermin now, the pass forward intercepted, and Paul Wilson with Manchester United has dominated every bit of play since the first minute when he conceded. Igalo's seen plenty of the ball. And Sermin defends very well there. It's a very fast game, a game of transition that we're probably used to seeing in the A-League, not so much when these two sides meet in real life. Bale, the 1-2 with Modric, it works off. Modric storms into the box. Was he fouled? The referee agrees. Now, this is perfect range for Gareth Bale, Lockie. A nice little knuckleball action.
This could be the chance here for Sermin Sadikovski to make it 2-0. He would love a scoreline like that. He has, as I said, everything to prove after losing that exhibition game. He'll want to make sure he can have a deep run in this tournament. He's just struggling to go top bins. Gareth Bale lining it up. But that was a high and wide and not too pretty there. David De Gea collecting the ball.
I think De Gea saw that like a watermelon. Not sure he would have saved it like that in real life, considering his form hasn't been very good. But B for David De Gea is certainly much better.
I was going to say, Athos, perhaps Paul Wilson should be getting in contact with Manchester United. The defense has looked in the video game a lot more solid than it has in real life so far to start the Premier League season.
As reflected by McTominay. Great tackle on Hazard. I don't think you've ever seen that before. Igalo now surging forward. He's got Martial. Martial through on goal. Martial, the sweet Igalo. Sweaty. No.
Sweat's on, by the way. Sorry about that.
Oh, wow. A controversial decision there from Paul Wilson to go for the pass back, the sweaty goal, as they like to call it.
No.
When you're 1-0 down, I suppose you've got to go for something like that.
But Lockie, when have you ever seen a goalkeeper save a sweaty like that?
It was incredible stuff. I mean, maybe that's what happens when you Odi Nagalo up front. Doesn't quite have the finishing touch of some of the other alternatives at United. But again, I know Paul Wilson can hear me. He's the manager of the team. He does what he wants.
If he scores me, I won't regret the decision.
That's true.
So far, I'm regretting the decision there.
Shut me right up if Odi Nagalo scores in this game. And to be fair, he has been absolutely everywhere so far for United. But at the moment, it's a bit more patient play now from Paul Wilson, just knocking it around. Bruno Fernandes forward to Martial, a nice little lead.
Oh,
back to Igalo, the man of the moment. Fernandes on the edge of the area, turned over once more. Has been skelter stuff so far in this first half, which is nearly drawn to a close. Sermin Sadikovski picking up the ball. Casemiro, not quite sure who Casemiro was looking for there. Can't really explain that one. Maybe Sermin Sadikovski will be able to find. But a chance here opening up for Odi Nagalo. Can he get open the scoring? Can he equalize for Manchester United? For Paul Wilson, he wasn't able to. Am I surprised? Not exactly, but nevertheless, Odi Nagalo continues to be a talking point, perhaps the biggest talking point of this match so far.
I tell you what, Lockie, they were hanging off him like a bunch of flies on a hot summer's day, the Real Madrid defence. There was might have been a case for a penalty if he went to ground, but we keep going. Hazard's played through by Benzema, storms into the box, left foot shot, it's parried away by De Gea, and United do well to pick up the pieces, and that's the half. Quite an enthralling, eventful opening 45 minutes. Lockie, what did you make of it?
Well, that's the beauty of FIFA. It is end-to-end stuff. It is, it says that it's a simulation of the real thing of football. It's not. It's very, very different. It's high energy. It's end-to-end, and that is exactly what we've seen so far. But the other way you can tell it's a video game, Athos, is David De Gea has made a number of good saves in this first half that has probably kept Paul Wilson in it, and usually David De Gea has a reputation at the moment of not doing that all too often.
Lockie, I'll tell you the difference right now. Sermin put away his chance in the first minute. Paul Wilson had the opportunity midway through the first half. He went to the sweaty, but Courtois made the miraculous save. Perhaps a match-saving block to keep him out. This tie is over 2 legs, so Real Madrid do have the home goal. So should Paul grab an away goal, it could prove to be crucial as we head into the second leg.
That's how fast everything happened, Athos. We didn't even get the chance to take you through the rules. Of course, this is a 2-leg contest. This is the home leg for Sermin Sadikovski's Real Madrid from Kingston City. There'll be a second leg, and obviously aggregate scoreline is how we'll decide it. If it's even, we will go to away goals. And I know what you're saying. What happens if the away goals are even too? Well, we've thought of that. We'll play a third game. A golden goal will decide the winner. But there is no goals there in that particular opportunity as Thibaut Courtois makes a strong save for and Sermin Sadikovski.
So Ramos, there a bit of a hiccup, recovers well, over to Mendy. They're protecting a 1-0 lead here, Real Madrid. Another goal will be handy, considering Manchester United, if they grab an away goal, it could turn this tie well and truly on its head. So he's happy to just play it around the back here, Sermin. A little early to be wasting time, but he's doing well holding possession. Casemiro out wide to Mendy. He's got options. He ignores them. He waits for the right run. Vinicius Jr. wins it back. Some sloppy defending there by Wan-Bissaka. Takes it inside the box. Looks back to Mendy. Will he go to him? Ignores him again. Benzema. We know how dangerous he is around the box. Modric, the Ballon d'Or winner. Great block from Paul Wilson in Manchester United's team. And now they can go on the rebound.
It's Paul Pogba. A lovely through ball there to Mason Greenwood. Will he cut in on his left-hand side? No. Oh, I think the FIFA AI has absolutely done Paul Wilson dirty there. It's one of those ones where, he meant to do something else, and the FIFA robot, the human supercomputer, or just the FIFA supercomputer, rather, has decided to do something completely opposite to what you want. It's a frustrating. We do sympathize with Paul Wilson, but maybe Sadikovski can rub some salt in the wounds here. Karim Benzema cutting onto his right, and I think was eventually flagged offside there, perhaps. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
So Manchester United have to get going. 30 FIFA minutes left in this first half. An away goal will be crucial, as we've said. Quite a dangerous yet effective turn from Fred. Goes forward, but it's well intercepted there by Sermin. And now Real Madrid can launch an attack of their own. Hazard's been busy. Goes back inside to Modric. Benzema, the focal point for Madrid. Has options out wide. Ignores. Gets to Bale eventually. And now Benzema has found himself on the wing. He's normally the target in the box, so I think he's looked to play it out wide, and he'll get inside the box himself. Hazard, Mendy, patient build-up. Gets it back. Now, Casemiro, we know he can shoot from distance, so he goes inside instead. Benzema, Modric! And it just goes wide.
Yeah. Wow, I have to say, I have to take my hat off to Sermin Sadikovski. He, as I said, as we've mentioned, had a difficult exhibition match against Rory Bryan, but has been playing some far improved stuff. You can tell, having been through a stage 4 lockdown in Victoria, he's clearly put some more time into the FIFA gameplay, and the practice is bearing fruit at the moment.
And Paul Wilson, I believe, is an Xbox man, so he's doing incredibly well considering he's not playing on the console of his choice. We are, of course, playing on PlayStation here. Sermin, looking forward again. Benzema's not in the middle if you can find him. Goes across to Casemiro, left-footed shot. Easy picking for De Gea. Now, Paul Wilson really has to get going here because there's 20 FIFA minutes left and he's a goal down.
I've never heard anyone say the term FIFA minutes before, Athos, but I know exactly what you mean. I like what you're saying. Paul Wilson does have to
We're on here, Lucky.
You can hear Marcus Rashford coming down the left-hand side. Can he find someone in the middle, or instead cut inside, tries to play the pass there, I think, to Bruno Fernandes, but turned over in the end.
You know what, Lucky? I think Sermin knew exactly what he was doing. Paul Wilson went the circle X fake shot, but Sermin was all over that. He jockeyed beautifully. And now he's on Mendy offside. Just too quick. He's Mendy.
It was a smart little move there from Paul Wilson, but unfortunately, Sermin Sadikovski in that moment, with the defending that he was doing, just that little bit smarter, just to get the edge there.
It's that big game experience, which I think will come in Sermin's favour as we play into this second leg. Pogba now, what can he do? Plays it, a nice little chip. Martial, saved. Courtois.
Paul Wilson must be tearing his hair out at this point. How has he not scored in this game? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Come on, yeah.
Here we go. A shot. Was that? It wasn't Odi Nagalo, was it? That would be awesome.
Nagalo's gone. No, Nagalo.
A lovely turn and shoot. That's a classic FIFA 20 goal right there. You don't take any time to think about it. He drags it back onto his right foot, and Tony Martial curling it into the top right-hand corner of the net. And finally, Paul Wilson has got himself that elusive away goal. 1-1 in the first leg of this contest. Can Sermin Sadikovski get a second?
Fred,
of course you can, Lockie. They can both score. It's a matter of will. James Rodriguez. Benzema. He's in range. Benzema, it's 2-1. And just as Paul Wilson equalised, Sermin has put on the burners and now is in front once again.
Well, I looked over to the Twitch cam there, and I'm absolutely amazed to not see Sermin Sadikovski shushing his opponent there. That's usually the common parlance. That's usually the accepted behaviour in that sort of moment. But Sermin Sadikovski choosing to treat Paul Wilson with respect in that moment, probably because he knows there is still quite a lot of football left to be played here. Maybe
Paul Wilson now a chance of his own. Martial, was he fouled? Referee says no, he'll blow advantage.
Oh, that might
just outside the box.
Referee's pulled it back for the earlier offence, and Bruno Fernandes will have the chance to take this one. He plays it short. Fernandes, the shot is blocked, and eventually Real Madrid clear their lines, but only as far as Brendan Williams on the halfway line. He knocks it forwards to Paul Pogba. Fernandes. This is a lovely bit of play here. Can Paul Wilson open up the opportunity for a shot? No, he can't. Rafa Varane getting in the way. But another free kick. Short turned over. That was very ugly. That was an uncomfortable watch, like watching Like watching an L plate trying to do a reverse parallel park for the first time. Not pretty stuff. But anyway, Manchester United working the ball out of defense, and they turned it over once more. Thomas Rodriguez forward to Vinicius Jr.
Yeah.
Sermin Sadikovski taking the chance to slow things down here. For Modric, containing possession as he does so well in real life. Bombing on down the inside, trying to set up a crossing opportunity. It's Rodriguez at the back post. But nothing doing there. Nothing doing for Real Madrid.
So we enter stoppage time, and you'd think with Real Madrid having this corner, and given stoppage time is nothing in FIFA, that they will take a 2-1 lead into the second leg. Dale might have something to say about that. Vinicius Jr. saved by De Gea. As you can see, 2 minutes added on. We're already 1 minute down. So there's probably not a whole lot Paul Wilson can do. And it's played out to Bale, shoots on his right, blocked. But I think that's all she wrote in this opening leg. 1 down, 1 to go, and Real Madrid, or Sermin Sadikovski, draws first blood in this two-legged affair.
Look, there's still plenty of time left. It wasn't even contest, Sermin getting crucial goals in the end. But we do still, Athos, as you said, have plenty of football left to play. But at the moment, it's 2 goals. Sermin Sadikovski, 1 goal and an away goal for Paul Wilson as we head towards the second leg. Well, we are back.
We've got a bit of late to see if this game.
First opening knockout tournament, the opening Premier League. It is Manchester United playing the second leg, their home leg, against Real Madrid. For those who have maybe missed, I don't know how you would possibly miss it. This has been a live event, but missed the first leg. Real Madrid currently leading by a margin of 2-1, with Paul Wilson, Para Hills, Manchester United having scored 1 away goal. So a 1-0 win for Manchester United in this game would seal it, Athos, but there is still so much to play for here.
That there is, which is why Sermon's off to a hot start. Luka Modric, a bit too much salsa on that shot. He shoots it well over the crossbar, and a bit of a fast start for Real Madrid. They are holding a 2-1 lead, albeit United got that very important away goal. But as this game sort of started the way the last one did, Lockie, where Real Madrid just started like a house on fire before United had to claw their way back.
Well, I'm not sure if you guys listening at home will be given a window into the halftime talk. But Sermin Sadikovski said he was going to pass the bus despite only having a 1-0 lead. Let's see how that works for him here, as Paul Wilson could have lined up the pass back. He tried to go for it in the first game, maybe choosing to be a bit more respectful this time around. He takes a corner here, though, and it's a strong save from Thibaut Courtois. Perhaps the chance now for Real Madrid to launch a counter-attack. Or maybe Sermin Sadikovski is playing it safe. He did say he wants to pass. Maybe he's slowing things down. Long ball is Vinicius Jr. David De Gea quickly off his line and collecting calmly and safely. Something you don't really expect from real life David De Gea these days. It's a video game.
Certainly is, but he's turned it over. David De Gea, Bazem with a chance. 1-0.
Slagging pretty bad.
And just like that, at the Theatre of Dreams, Manchester United and Paul Wilson are having a nightmare. It's a great start for Real Madrid and Sermin Sadikovski. And Lockie, could that be the goal which takes him through to the next round?
That could be. I can hear, I'm hearing through the headset that there is complaints of latency. Paul Wilson, the excuses are already starting. He's complaining about the fact that he's playing on a PlayStation as an Xbox player. Now he's complaining about latency. It's good to know that the FIFA spirit is alive and well. Passbacks, excuses. This tournament, we've only played 2 games. We haven't even completed 2. And the tournament has already had just about everything. But there are still plenty of chances for Paul Wilson.
There's one now, Lockie.
The contest as he fires off a shot there. Thibaut Courtois getting down low, and saving from Odi and Nagalo there.
Come on.
Sent in. Nothing doing. Just Paul Wilson. He needs goals and he needs them quickly.
Come on, boy. How's that?
That was Scott McTominay. You flicked that header on, but just wide. I think Paul Wilson really needed that one. There is still a chance. He will need, I think, 2 goals now to get himself through. But
he'll need 2 goals to take it to extra time, Lockie. And granted that Sermin doesn't score another one, so Sermin all of a sudden in the box seat. Nice, clever play in midfield. Casemiro, who was busy in the first leg. Benzema, Hazard, will he cut back onto his right? Not quite. Plays Benzema through. De Gea comes out strongly. Doesn't quite take possession. And United now on the rebound. Scott McTominay, he went down injured, I think, in the first leg, but he looks to be okay for this home league at Manchester United.
Well,
Mason Greenwood, McTominay, he's gone forward. He's gone walkabouts. Martial, the cutback. Courtois, simple save.
That's the beauty of the video game, Athos. These injuries, they mean nothing. These players are available just about whenever. And it's one of those things that reminds you we are in a video game, but we are in an exciting one as Vinicius Jr. comes down the left-hand side for Sermin Sadikovski for Kingston City, but his cross cannot find a willing receiver other than the Manchester United defense. Paul Wilson scrambles forward, trying to get himself back into this game. He needs goals. We know that much. He needs plenty of them. Mason Greenwood on the edge of the area. Could he fire off a long shot? He doesn't. It's off the post. Mason Greenwood coming so close. The second bite of the cherry, though, in to the back of the net. Mason Greenwood finally getting the goal. Paul Wilson finally getting the goal, but he needs more, Athos.
He certainly does, though. He's on the right track. He's come back early. He hasn't left it late like in the first leg. And he'll learn his lesson from the first leg because just as he was celebrating, Sermin went up and scored what ended up being the winning goal. So I'm sure he'll be quite switched on. They've got a corner here, Manchester United. Fernandez swings it in. Wan-Bissaka can't quite get there. Greenwood on the rebound. I'm sure there would have been a shout for handball in real life, but unfortunately we haven't got that setting on, I don't think. And it's not like the old FIFA 14 days, Lockie, where it was headers OP and you could score from every corner and set piece possible.
It was a simpler
time.
Those
days are long gone. Simpler days.
It was a simpler time. You could put Mario Mandzukic in any ultimate team and he would score 5,000 goals. It was just the halcyon days of FIFA. But that is absolutely fantastic stuff. Sermin Sadikovski in Real Madrid. Gareth Bale, the world's best golfer, one of the world's best footballers back in the day, scoring a beautiful goal there. And Tottenham fans, if you're watching that one, I know it's just a video game, but get yourselves excited. That is what Gareth Bale is capable of. And that's what Sermin Sadikovski is showing that he is capable of. A second goal, making this molehill that was there into quite the mountain for Paul Wilson to have to climb.
That was a cheeky chip out of the bunker onto the green, into the hole. Real Madrid grabbed that second goal like they did in the first leg, but there's a bit more time here for Paul to get back. Greenwood, rebound, Igalo, he couldn't quite get his foot around it. How has he not scored?
Hello.
Fernandez, back to Igalo, that's gone wide too.
Oh my goodness.
I think he was onside. Oh, he was offside, thankfully. That would have been very embarrassing.
If this was real life, Odion Igalo probably would have not wanted to watch that particular replay. And I'm sure Paul Wilson was glad it was skipped as well because it was not particularly stuff. That's what happens, I suppose, when you play Odion Igalo up front. But what would I know? I'm just a commentator. I'm not actually playing the game. It's not up to me.
So Real Madrid lead 4-2 on aggregate here, and they've got the 2 away goals too. So they are in the box set as we come to the end of this first stanza in this second leg. McTominay plays Igalo through, who's been very busy. Greenwood back to Igalo. Is he within range? Not quite. As Real Madrid.
You know what? Just for Paul Wilson's sake, I want Odion Igalo to shut me up. I want him to score a hat, just so
I'm happy if he scores. I'll go away from this happy.
The commentators need to be put back, I reckon. But Sermin Sadikovski is Modric. That is high, wide, and not really pretty. That's not the kind of quality that you tend to expect from the Croatian sensation that is Luka Modric.
Especially after a Ballon d'Or too, Lockie. Now, here's your man Igalo, who's a bit far from goal. He might set something up here. Not quite. Ramos read him like a book, and he's passed all the way back to Courtois, and that'll see us in the first half of this second leg. Oh, not quite. Greenwood, it's 2-2. There is life for Manchester United.
That's the old rule of esports commentary, of football commentary. Never too soon, mate. It looked like out, but a turnover there from Sadikovski allowed Mason Greenwood to get through and just breathe a little bit of life back into this contest as we head towards a second half where there is still quite a considerable amount of play for.
He's got a mountain to climb, Paul Wilson. We now sit 4-3 on aggregate, but Sermin Sadikovski, playing as Real Madrid, representing Kingston City in Victoria's NPL, has the 2 away goals, Lucky, which will make him hard to beat. And he looks quite calm over there as we're watching him at his home. It doesn't look like too much will phase him in this second league. He's a big game player, and it's Paul Wilson who has the mountain to climb. He's representing Para Hills from South Australia. We mentioned earlier a bit of state of origin, and Victoria have the upper hand so far.
I mean, that's about not to get political, but that's about the only thing Victoria have the upper hand in at the moment. But nevertheless, for Sermin Sadikovski, still a very promising position in which to be, which is probably not something you can say about Victoria at the moment, but the less said about that, the better. Anyway, we've got a second half of action here as Karim Benzema takes the ball, dishes it off to Eden Hazard. Vinicius Jr. now back to Eden Hazard. This is lovely little bit of interplay there, but the through ball from Benzema was cut out by the Manchester United defense, who now have the chance to head in the opposite direction. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a beautiful searching ball, finding the feet of Anthony Martial. Cut inside, a fake shot, not in the direction that I think he wanted, and the attack just breaking down there for Manchester United. Not what they needed in the game, and the 2 ties balanced so delicately.
So Vinicius Jr. now on the rebound for Real Madrid. Their turn to attack. His pass is turned over. Lucky, my sources from the Paul Wilson household have told me that he's taken off your boy Igalo and he's brought on Marcus.
I'm in his head. That is the
Desperate
drawback.
times call for desperate measures.
Look, Marcus Rashford, I think
taking off my main man. That's
a good player to bring
stress.
Look, we've got a fantastic contest, Athos. It's been a fantastic fun to call, and the best part of it all is to know that just a tiny bit I am living in Paul Wilson's head rent free. So that is good fun.
Wait, I'm pretty sure James plays for Everton now. What's going on?
We do love to see it. The little complaints.
Bale's at Tottenham and James is at Everton. I'm versing both of them.
And I could have sworn, Paul Wilson, that you, before we went live, did do a squad update. So you would have thought that the squads would be where they are today. But clearly, Gareth Bale, James Rodriguez pulling the string. It clearly hasn't updated itself enough.
Certainly not. Martial. Fred on the rebound. Paul Wilson just left us briefly. Looks like he's returned. And Bale now, the aforementioned Gareth Bale. Haven't seen him in a Real Madrid shirt for about 2 years, but he's here today doing Sermin Sadikovski very proud. He's probably one of the best on ground at the moment. And Paul Wilson, 30 FIFA minutes left, Lucky, the term that we've come up with today.
I mean,
a few goals.
You come up with it. I'm just trying to go along with it.
Martial now, he's found a bit of space. Streams forward.
Yeah.
He's been blocked here. And Carvajal will clear the ball out of harm's way to that man, Gareth Bale. Plays Rodriguez inside. Now both of them at a Premier League club. And our Premier League giant here has a bit of work to do.
Get it.
Is starting to get... We're in the end game now, Athos. Things starting to get a little bit scrappy. The ball bouncing around. Maybe Pogba has the chance. He moves inside, tries to cross it in, but it is deflected off the shin of the Real Madrid defender there. Sermin Sadikovski launching that with Thibaut Courtois to Gareth Bale, who somehow quite surprisingly managed to keep hold of it there, but only as far as Bruno Fernandes, who is charging down the other way. Very direct running there from him, playing it out to Mason Green. You can see that drag back. Another drag back, maybe one too many there from Paul Wilson, allowing the opportunity perhaps for a counter attack for Real Madrid. Dani Carvajal. And to Gareth Bale. And eventually, unfortunately turned over there. Like I said, Athos, late game, things are getting a little bit scrappy. Yeah, the pressure of the occasion may be getting to both of them. Sermin Sadikovski, like I said, he's got a lot on the line here, and a lot of reputation to build back up, and he's doing well so far. Not much time left to play in this fixture.
Well, he leads 4-3 on aggregate as well, and because he scored the 2 away goals, Paul Wilson, representing Para Hills and playing as Manchester United, will have to score another 2 goals in less than 20 FIFA minutes. So it's not an impossible task, but it's very close to being, as he's got Paul Pogba here. We haven't seen a lot of him. passes to Bruno Fernandes. There haven't been any penalties for him to score, which is quite unfortunate for Manchester United fans watching. But he finds Martial, cuts onto his right, perhaps a bit too much of a heavy touch, and James Rodriguez intercepts.
The player who Paul Wilson would tell you shouldn't be there, shouldn't be on the pitch right now, making the crucial tackle there. I can sense the frustration of the Paracol's defender there. Another player who shouldn't be there, pulling all the strings.
It was on with Martial, and he's gone it's locked onto that striker. Touching the ball.
So not long to go here in this clash, and that was a great bit of play there. Bale. It's just like the Copa del Rey final a few years ago, except Harry Maguire, he's come back from Mykonos. He's out of jail, and he's just stopped Gareth Bale there from what could have been a fantastic goal. Maybe another contender for goal of the tournament.
That was a beautiful accidental line there from you, Athos Sirianos. That was lyrical. That was poetry. Speaking of emotion, there's one breaking out there for Manchester United. Paul Wilson perhaps blaming the lag there again. You know what? Fair enough. I've fallen foul of poor internet many times here in Australia. The NBN is not what we'd like it to be, Athos. But you know what? It's good because it means that players who are on the back like Wilson have an excuse. It's easy. Maybe quite a gruesome volley there, and an effort there from I think Harry Maguire, not troubling Thibaut Courtois, who was just holding up the ball. Sermin Sadikovski trying to wind down the clock. But it doesn't help when you turn it over almost instantly after doing that. Maybe Rashford, the chance to get a strike away, blocked at the final the defensive line.
Rodrigo, the substitute, finds his first bit of action. Hazard, he makes the run back to Rodrigo. He finds him again, cuts onto his right. He's got a myriad of players inside. He ignores them all. He wants to go on his own. And I think they know there's not much time left, so they're happy to just play it around. They've got a nice 2-goal cushion on aggregate, including the away goals. And they've won themselves a free kick here. I think Paul Wilson is accepting defeat, Lockie.
The old GG, we know exactly what that means. That's the game just about wrapped up. The full-time whistle, we're all waiting for it here. It will come any second.
Greenwood, I know you were a bit of heat.
Maybe Paul Wilson can grab himself a consolation goal, but it seemed to stop there. It seemed like the Mason Greenwood application on the game, and it stopped.
Guys, thank you for having me on board. Appreciate it. I just want to shout out 11 Academy and all the boys training with us at the moment. Thank you for having us on. You're unreal. I'll start.
No worries.
We need another tournament on Xbox, I reckon. An Xbox tournament.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Paul Wilson. We appreciate you for getting involved in the tournament.
Everyone's frozen.
And being a part of playing.
I can't hear any of you.
Fleeting as it was, Paul Wilson. He's pretending that he can't hear any of us. He's trying to blame that internet again. Excuse making from Paul. It's classic stuff. I know because I was losing as well, but he's given us a farewell, and it was a pleasure to have him in the tournament briefly as it may be. But we will speak to the man of the moment, the man who has won this contest, Sermin Sadikovski.
Finally.
The exhibition match, he was humiliated 4-1 by Rory Bryan. He probably hates that I keep bringing it up, but it's a very different story for you today, Sermin.
That was just a warm-up, all right? I was just warming up.
Of course.
When it's time to get serious, I get serious. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So I imagine you're feeling a lot more pleased with the performance, the display you put in across 2 legs today.
I'm telling you, mate. Tell Rory I'm coming.
You want to face Rory in a later stage of this tournament, do you? You're putting him on the
final. Hopefully in the final.
All right. Well, Rory Bryan of Avondale, you have been warned. Sermin Sadikovski, the man who you beat 4-1 last time out from Kingston City, the club that Sermin is representing, has laid down the gauntlet, put out the challenge. Hopefully, you guys can find yourself in this tournament bracket at some stage, because it's almost this is a fresh tournament. We don't really have much in the way of history, rivalry, but maybe this exhibition match, this 100%. Bad blood is the best way to do it.
It's always good to start a rivalry, especially us being 2 keepers as well. So yeah, always good, mate.
We could have the Avondale up against Kingston City. Paul, is your internet back on work?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
All right, Paul. First, it was Odie and Igalo. Then it was the internet. Then it was the fact that you're playing on PlayStation and Xbox. What went?
The controller's broken as well.
The controller is broken as well. Was there one thing that stood out amongst the rest? Is that the reason why it all went wrong today?
I think Igalo just didn't show up on the day. I put my faith in him, and a bit too much faith, I think, and he just didn't return my faith in good performances. So, look, I think in the second game I had 15 shots to 5. I probably should have won that one, but with the lag, the bad controller, the unfamiliar console, I didn't really have a chance in the end. But I gave them all.
Look, you tried your absolute best.
Sorry, Para Hills Knights, for getting knocked out in the first round as well.
You tried your absolute best, Paul, and like any good FIFA player who's lost on the day, you had plenty of excuses to throw out as well. I can only respect the craft. You can tell that you're an experienced FIFA player to have those excuses lined up in the bag. But unfortunately,
I'll be back next year. I'm going to train hard on PlayStation.
Unfortunately, it's a fleeting involvement for the Para Hills Knights and for Paul Wilson at this tournament, who goes out after his first game. But Sermin Sadikovski of Kingston City advances in this Premier League tournament. We don't know yet who he'll be playing. We still have plenty of knockout games still to come. Athos, what did you make of the action that we think before we head off?
Incredibly exciting. Congratulations to Sermin. I think he'll be very tough to beat, and I look forward to seeing the other games in this tournament. We've got Avondale, Dandy City, Port Melbourne, Heidelberg, Dandy Thunder, and a wildcard team yet to be drawn. So plenty to look forward to if you're watching us from wherever you're watching us. Hopefully you can see your team on FIFA or your team in NPL Victoria represented.
Absolutely, Athos. And that is just about wrapping us up for this season. But of course, still so many more games left to be played in this Premier League Victoria tournament. Keep an eye out on the Esports socials for announcements of when those next fixtures are going to be streamed out. When we're going to find out about the Wild Cup team as well, we still have one team, a mystery team. We don't know who it'll be. That's part of the excitement of this tournament. But we'll still be waiting, and we'll be vigorously refreshing our social feeds to find out who that is. But from us, Athos, here in our home studios in Victoria, it's goodbye for now. And we do thank Sermin Sadikovski from Kingston City for his contribution going on to play in future installments of this cup. And we also thank Para Hills Knights, Paul Wilson, for getting involved and doing the honourable thing and going out at the early stage. But from us all here at Esports Live and from FNR Football Nation Audio, it is goodbye for now.
Thanks, boys. Out.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this live esports fixture here.